Huh?
Yeah, questions. What do we got? Hit us with your best shot.
Hi, we're back and it's a totally different day and it's not the same day as the last video and it's a whole new video and hello.
And
Hello.
Hello.
There's still people asking questions. So, do you want to answer the YouTube questions, the Instagram questions, or the Facebook questions?
Every damn thing, whatever they got.
Okay, we're gonna
fast,
go
slow, hard, left, right, up, down, soft, whatever they want.
Okay, first question's for me. Daniel McElroy says, wonder in the teardown video of the Maverick, what is the front cross member that was in that? Doesn't look like an AJA kit, but I like the design of it, thanks. So it was an AJA K member. It was modified. So with my Maverick, I was doing radial racing, which...
It's okay, hello.
With a radial car, you tend to want your motor further forward and lower down. You want a low crank center line, not the same as like a no prep car. Like a no prep car, you want your motor all the way back. You want it up in the air.
Yeah.
You want to have all the weight.
Oh, yeah. You want no fenders.
Yeah, and you want no quality, no front end on that ugly ass motherfucker.
You want your car to look like it came from Mad Max Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Oh god. So
it's lower the entire quality of your life.
We had to alter the AJK member to lower the motor down. So that's why it doesn't look like the AJK member. My motor is actually lower and a little bit back so I can fit the blower behind my bumper.
Which the K member actually has no reason.
It doesn't look like itself anymore at all.
The K member it's got a motor plate, so it doesn't have anything.
Shit. Oh,
that's delicious.
He just Ralph, bro. Just needed a little timing put into that full shit. He's cool.
Okay.
Next question.
Back to it.
Oh yeah, so your car has a motor plate, and so we moved it all around, and then it actually doesn't matter how the K member is. But
He's doing about as good as the Maverick's doing currently.
Jello, you gonna be all right,
Trying to film, homeboy.
It's fine. Okay, next question. That stock block got all stock internals. Yes.
150%.
Stock short block beam.
wait,
STOCK,
but it has
baby.
Aftermarket cam. That's part. Well, no, all the breakable parts of a stock short block is what they mean.
Yeah, it's very common amongst stock bottom end records. If you look into it, they don't do a record with a stock cam, baby.
In your opinion, what is considered stock short block? Stock bottom end?
Yeah, stock bottom end. So my opinion is the system standard which every other motherfucker on the planet goes by. And when it comes to stock bottom end records and micro records, and it is basically all the horsepower limited parts have to be OEM. It's huge in the LS community for all the stock bottom end records and all that stuff. And the Ford thing too, they've been doing it for years and years and years. If you follow it and look into it, you're allowed to have an aftermarket camshaft, but you got to have a stock block, stock rotating assembly, no concrete, no trick girdles, none of that stuff.
I think they allow concrete, don't they? Because I think Mark Miller had concrete in his.
In a stock bottom end record?
I think so.
I would say that's not in the spirit of stock bottom end.
I could be wrong. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
Maybe that's a cheat.
I don't think so.
That's a cheat.
I think you should be able to have girdles because it's helping it, but it's not replacing any parts that are in there.
Do you have a girdle?
No.
Then hell no, they shouldn't have a fucking girdle.
Can you change the main studs and rod bolts and?
There's been some back and forth thing on the rod bolts. I'd say no.
No.
No. Hardware, no.
So stock hardware is.
Stock bottom, yeah. Stock crank rod piston, stock hardware. I mean, that's what I would think.
I got stock lifters, so can we say
stock lifters too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
stock dampener.
Wow, yeah. So you're really pushing it.
Jack O'Connor broke his motor stock. He had a 306, but it wasn't stock rods. He had a stock block, and it broke at going 10 with an S-trim.
So many things different, that adds up to it. I mean, there's some guys that break them at 400, and some guys can make 700. Just there's a lot of variables. Some motors are built on a Monday, and some motors are built on a Friday.
I think that
everything's a little bit
squeezing this thing.
I think this thing was built on February 29th or something. Well, not the car, the
motor.
The
car and the motor.
The nitrous, I think, helps out a lot.
Why? Just for intake air temperature reduction? Yeah, it just accelerates it fast through the gear.
The timing is going down to 14 on this.
Yeah, because you do have a lot of boost on this thing, a lot of boost and juice. I mean, if you think about it, it's 21 pounds of boost plus nitrous. It's not exactly entry level.
short block that can handle 21 or 24 pounds of boost and nitrous.
Oh, is that with 24 pounds?
24 pounds of boost.
And it's not. I mean, it's a pretty good sized blower too. It's not like a little bullshit blower.
Yeah, we were thinking like maybe going with a
they've gone
P1SC, and Pro Charger was like, oh, we'll send you a P1X.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're way off task here, but like the LSs, there's so many different versions of the 5.3, the 6.0, the 4.8, right?
Yeah, there's
iron,
there's iron, there's aluminum, there's Gen 4 motors, there's Gen 3 motors, there's ones that have, a little bit better, the Gen 4 has a little bit better rod, full floating piston pin. The reason why the LS stuff is faster than the Ford stuff is it's way more prevalent. There's a million of them out there. Guys can get a million motors and keep blowing them up, and there's access to them. You're not going and finding a whole bunch of stock bottom end 302s that are usable anymore to chase records and stuff like this. And there's so many, like you said, there's so many different versions of that motor. But in the LS community, which is a huge one where they chase the stock bottom end record, you're allowed a camshaft, but I don't think they let them do, sometimes the rod bolt thing's questionable, but they don't let them put concrete and block modifications and stuff. That's not the spirit of what they're doing.
So what do you think the real limit is on a stock block? Is it a power number, torque? What is it?
In my opinion, it's several different things. So
if you're just engine dynoing it, it's different than the weight of a car affects it.
Yeah, weight of the car, what type of transmission it has, how high you rev it, like does it have a lot of timing at peak load? Like when the motor makes the most cylinder pressure, if you put a timing dip in it, it keeps them alive. Yeah, like you said, RPM, torque. I mean, it's all part of it. The biggest thing.
Well, that one guy, he went with a 5-speed, the black notchback.
Turbo
car.
Yeah.
He made 800 or something.
I think honestly, this car
I never saw that thing at the track though. Did he blow it up?
He went in the 5s.
Yeah, he went 585.
580. But this car is doing it the hard way. In my opinion, it could go even faster if it was turbo. I mean,
yeah.
I really think so. I mean, that's not good for the video. I know you're Pro Charger, but to me, it's kind of doing it the hard way.
So Mark Miller had a turbo in his car, and we blew his record out of the water. So.
His car weighs his weenie off.
If we had his combination on this car, this car's 600 pounds heavy.
Right? Would this go 5.0 with his motor?
World.
Yeah, technically, yeah, she's right. I mean, it is the fastest setup in the world, but I think it could go even faster. Yeah,
it's my crazy ass
combo. Yeah, your guys' combo, it worked. I mean, it all adds up to make a difference. I think timing at peak torque is a huge thing to keep stock bottom end motors together.
Well, on the chassis dyno, because we pulled so much timing, the horsepower was going up, and it rolled over. He said if it had like 1 or 2 degrees in it, it'd carry it, and make another 30 horsepower. And that's what we did when we went to Redlist, and it just was that much more violent,
Yeah, on some of the LS stuff the guys are making, like on Gen 3 motors, one guy, Caesar, makes like 1,100 horsepower. And when you'll see a guy that'll make like 880 or 850, and it'll bend the rods or blow the rods out of it. And if you put a huge fucking timing dump at peak torque, they'll get them up like 1,000, 1,100 horsepower because they keep, at peak cylinder pressure, they keep the power out of it, the stress out of it.
So next question.
Tuning, yeah.
I've always heard that a stock 302 will split in half if it makes over 500 horsepower. I've seen several examples, your car included, that make well over that 500 mark and survive for years. So what do you think would cause the split in half? Detonation, 100%.
Detonation, yeah, stress, motor mounts,
car weight, on the side of the block,
shock from a manual transmission. That sucks.
Plugging the motor down.
I'll say this.
Tuning.
A lot of people don't know that the original Mare motor cracked and the cam bearing fell out of it.
Yeah, like we broke them too. We have breaking them too.
And I don't know. That was 500 horsepower. So
it made like 600, didn't it?
Over.
Wheel. But the cam bearing. I mean, it just lost oil pressure and the cam bearing fell out of it. And I started it up. It still ran, but I could hear the cam bearing go clang, 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 clang.
Brian broke it.
Yeah, Brian broke it.
Tuning is a huge thing. Yeah, timing and tuning.
Okay.
Stress.
Where's the Chevy 2 at?
Ooh, that's the most gangster car around. First of all, it's a straight up thug right there.
He was actually in the last video helping us out, so he made an appearance, but his car didn't. He's taking a break.
That is Rich Hoyle.
With a 20-year-old carburetor straight from fucking Holly for all you EFI guys and all you tricked out guys.
Swap meet
carburetor. It's 20 years old on that car, and if I told you how fast it was, it'd blow your fucking mind. It's got a 20-year-old carburetor out of a swap meet at 4 points with rust coming off of it, and the thing flies, dude. Yeah,
And his,
so
his 60 foot starts with
your
a 0.
EFI.
Yeah,
His 60 foot starts with a 0.9.
Yeah,
So that, that-
0.8 or 0.9.
yeah, that Chevy Nova was built in a garage the same size as this one next to his washer and dryer.
One
Whole
floor
out of
barrel.
bar setup, whole chassis.
Dude,
And
it is so
and
fun.
his 60 foot time starts with a 0.
Yeah, and it's and it's not like
0.9.
and it's not, yeah, but it's not even like an entry level point.
No.
60 foot. It's the
One carburetor,
one
kit,
unit, small block,
small block.
street car.
Mattress Express.
Maybe not. Shout out to Nitrous Express. Yeah.
This question is for you specifically.
Oh.
Same person. I want to know what Lunchbox misses the most from the street scene and what he thinks about it now, and if he will ever travel to the East Coast with us.
I miss the most about the street scene.
I already know what he's gonna say.
And what do you think about it now?
What do I think about it now?
And will you ever come to the
This
East
is
Coast
gonna
with
take
us?
about
Fuck.
9 minutes to
I mean,
find.
yeah, we got an hour and a half to unpack that. So what I miss about the street scene, for me personally in my life, is I don't like what street racing has become. So a lot of people are fans of like tournament style street racing and what Street Outlaws has bred street racing to be. Me personally, I miss street racing when you'd show up and you would compare two vehicles and you would negotiate a race, and all that stuff's gone now. So the whole dynamic of street racing has changed in my opinion.
Do people even argue a race anymore at all? Like,
No.
I haven't seen it in years.
They still do a little bit, but ever since Street Outlaws and this tournament Run What You Brung, King of the Hill shit started, see, that's only street racing for those guys in the Midwest. That's not how it happened in Detroit and Chicago and Los Angeles for the last 30 years. That changed the dynamic of it, and that's what I missed the most was the cat and mouse game, the trickery, the negotiating, the budget guy that had a whatever car that could still compete with the $1 million guy because he could fucking talk fast and he was slick. I missed that aspect of it. And I know I probably won't ever come back because that is dead.
It's coming back a little bit in like grudge racing. Like you can get the
Yeah.
back tire, or it's coming back just a little bit.
Well, plus
I like the other
your style
aspects.
racing, which I understand.
That's
you
what
can
this
still
thing's
set up
good
a
at.
car like if no one knew the way this car was back in the day, and another car, and you could profile another car, you could actually race another car heads up, and depending on what you thought he had and what he thought you had,
Yeah.
you guys can figure that out.
Figure it out and come up with a race.
When you say tournament style, it's basically shootouts.
Shootouts, run what you
Shootouts.
brung, fastest guy, biggest pocketbook, crazy 2,000 horsepower methanol, outrageous long travel front strut, front end, all this stuff. I don't like that. I like when two guys would show up. Hey, you look at my car, I look at your car. If mine looks like shit, it looks like nothing, it's a sleeper, whatever. I got a small block, you got a big block on nitrous. You give me a little something, that cat and mouse game. The playing cards, like you don't know what I have in my hand,
I see both aspects.
Cheating.
Of it. There is one thing of getting to the spot at 10, arguing till 3 in the morning, and may or may not have a race. Whereas
That's the
shootout
drawback.
is gonna happen if the cars are there. And
Yeah.
Well,
so there's good and bad.
There's good and bad in both.
If the people running the shootout knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
If they don't let the people test on the street for 3 hours before they
yeah.
run the shootout, and then the
Yeah.
cops come, and then you don't even get first
Yeah.
round off.
If you're
know.
a guy who's gonna throw a shootout, please draw names before you get to the road. Don't do it at the road. And
Don't let people test on the road before the race.
And street
Don't-
racing is what, Lunchy? No fire, no spraying. You read the road and make your car work to the road.
Yeah, make your car work. Don't sit out there and light the road on fire and pretend that you're a fucking NHRA safety track safari and shit. That's not why you're out there, man. That's the whole point of being on the street. If you want that shit, go to Urbandale, go to the track.
We would only do 2 burnouts in this.
Two
usually.
burnouts and roll, man.
And this is a stick shift car that would work. So
Yeah, real well.
we would be sitting there like, fuck.
Make your
There we go
car
again.
work. The problem is motherfuckers are lazy these days and they don't know, either they don't know how to make their car work or they're too lazy or whatever, so they'll get out there and spray it and do all this bullshit. It's just not in the spirit of it for me. I mean, personally, whatever, but I get it. Shootout style street racing breeds a faster racer, but I like the other aspects of it. That's a short answer.
When will the Mare be in Texas?
I wouldn't mind if the other motor is in it. I'll take it. And you can drive it. Grudge.
Make it light, make it grudge.
Grudge.
Grudge Tiana.
I wouldn't mind. It'd go faster in Texas than it would any track here. Probably,
yeah, by far.
On radials for the stock block record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be this year, 2023 coming up, if I can get everything together. So
The plan was to take it out to Texas eventually with the stock motor in it. Not the stock motor, stock block motor, 331.
Stock block, not stock.
We still need to get that thing put together. So.
yeah.
Future plans.
Oh. For you.
All right, sweet. Another one?
Well, I'm just assuming it's for you because
Yeah,
Tony
well.
said you were the brains behind this one. What brand is the rear wheels on the Gray Mare?
Oh, first of all, this is kind of a thing I'm proud of. This car is the only Fox body in the fucking world with this set of rear wheels, okay?
That's how you're
Thank you very much. Bam, bam. So these rear wheels are very, very special. And as far as I know, it really is, and that's hard to do on a Fox body because there's 9,000,000 Fox bodies with every set of wheel on the planet. It has a set of import Pro Magnum front wheel drive drag wheels. And this car has Honda bolt pattern and Honda bolt pattern axles that we fucking put in it with 240Z aluminum rear drums. And then I took them and had the shells anodized, and we also put ARP polished stainless hardware. And at one time, I think I even did some outrageous whacked out shit and put like polished button head stainless Allen rim screws on it. But it has a really special offset. So this is a 15 9.25 wheel with a 6/125 backspace. And everybody thinks, oh, Fox body takes a 1510 6.5. No, horseshit. If you want a real 2810 or 275/60 to tuck perfectly with the stock length rear end, non-mini tub, non-relocated shocks and all that stuff, this wheel will sit and tuck sexy. I mean, you wouldn't even believe it how well it fits.
So when you
I mean, look how
Well,
big, that's a
Magnum, right?
275/60 and it looks mini tub.
I like when you order those axles from Mosier because you ordered those. They're gun drilled 33 spline axles, light and flange with a
Honda pattern.
for a Ford Mustang.
Yeah, so it has Honda wheels to answer the question, short story.
Honda wheels from Weld.
From Weld, and they're sick and they match the front Magnum sick. But I wanted something different that represented like a sprint car wheel, so that's why I designed those years ago. Hey, they're still working.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna have a bead locked.
Be sick.
Well, so I can make the wheel wider because when
Inside,
we're gonna narrow the rear end 1 inch, and then
put them in.
we'll put them on the outside.
Do like you did with the Flake originally too?
Yeah.
Or you could put a double on it?
I could make it wheel.
Well, yeah, because that way you
10.5.
could make it the wheel
10.5.
wider, right?
Make it
a lot
double
wider.
wide,
Yeah.
Are we talking stock block unfreshened up with stock rings and bearings with factory balance? No. I put new rings and bearings in it in
What is
2012.
the factory balance?
Yeah. No concrete though.
No concrete.
No trickery, guys.
Okay, pulled the motor out in 2012 of a 1990 Ford Mustang GT that was rammed into somebody else. Pulled it apart, put new rings and bearings in it, and then just put it back together. That's it.
Did you put any trickery with concrete girdles, aftermarket bolts, hardware, anything?
No, nothing.
OEM, baby.
Besides new rings and bearings
New.
from AutoZone.
So come on.
So, I mean, aftermarket, I guess.
It has, yeah.
AutoZone rings and bearings.
No special clearances or torqued any magic way or dipped in a fucking acid vat or nitrated crank. Nothing, baby.
It was
Stock.
put together September 2012.
Stock everything. Nothing.
That's it.
Nothing good, unfortunately.
How does a 6 manage to get a 10? I try really hard to get a 10. Really, really hard.
Oh. Yeah,
That's fucked up. You couldn't get a 7.5?
I'm a 6, you're a 10.
How does a 6 get a 10?
I'm a 6, you're a 10, and you know, I had to work for it.
What a booger eater comment. That's mean, Grandpa. Next.
No, somebody else said that about commenting on one of the videos of the white car. And I said it's because I drive a fucking 5-speed like a man.
Oh, shit.
Race ready, what's the weight of the mare? What's the tire and rim size? Weight and tire and rim size. We just went over the tire and rim size, but what's the weight?
Yeah, the car weighs 1,994 pounds.
Fucking lightweight.
I think it's
Like Ronnie Coleman would say, lightweight,
the
baby.
lightest all-steel
Motherfucker
Fox
don't
body
weigh
on the
shit.
planet. So this car has two things. It's the lightest all-steel Fox body on the planet. It's the fastest stock short block
On planet. Oh, and it has the only one-off wheels on the planet.
3. It's hitting 3 of them?
Trip, gangbang, and triple,
All the stipulations.
all the stipulations. Yeah, I'll bring it back. These guys are stiff in the middle.
It's the fastest Mustang with some Honda rear wheels.
Honda
on
rear
it.
wheels,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Fastest
And
Mustang in the
that, my
world.
friend, is how a 6 gets a 10.
Yeah, you gotta have the world's fastest Mustang.
That's it right there.
The dog just farted, sweet too. Thanks, Jello.
It's fine. Okay.
I'm glad that we're answering the weight questions because these guys are tagging me on Facebook about the weight thing.
So it
All these
basically,
grudge racers are
with
saying
me
they
in
shit.
it, so what's 250, let's just say 250 plus 1994 is 2250, 2240 is with me in it.
2240.
Yeah.
2240, yeah. 2242. With her in it, it's 21.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna put her in it and further all the records are gonna get better. Without a doubt.
135 plus 21, so it's 2120 with her in it, without a blower, or with this nitrous car or whatever.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I
22.
don't like looking at the
Okay, I'm
weight
not
of cars with
125
drivers.
pounds
I said
anymore.
135.
Okay.
Ooh, they never supposed to talk about a woman's weight or age,
That's fine.
or politics, or religion.
Not even a question. Launch control is greater than the chip.
That's funny.
It's an Audi.
Does Tony think he can beat Stav in a 1-versus-1 basketball game?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I had to show Tommy up.
Who would win in a fight, Jello or Jaws?
Jello.
Who you ask? If you ask Brian, Jello.
Yeah, he
When-
bit his whole weenie off.
What
No.
was the reason for putting an automatic transmission in the Gray Mare? To break a record.
Fucking records, baby?
That's it. To break a record. It's
We
gonna
already-
go back.
We already broke all the
Stick shift
hearts with the
eventually.
stick shift, so now let's break all the records with the automatic.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder how many people saw us coming up, these fucking idiots from AV, with a stick shift car.
Bunch of white
And they're
kids
going-
with an
they're
on-the-motor 302, and they're that thing it'll be fast.
They would talk to us. Oh yeah, you guys think? Oh, and then he'd go like we had a mic on their huddle. He'd be
Yeah.
like these fucking idiots with this stick shift car.
Oh, this thing on the motor.
And all of a sudden we show up to the road, we get out, we don't even talk to each other, and it's just like, like what the,
Oh, it's Clockwork Orange,
like, what the
dude.
fuck just happened?
Everybody was quiet except for this guy who was just talking shit.
Yeah, the whole time. Well, that was kind of my whole thing, was to find really bitchin' wheels and then talk
So
shit.
there was one time where I almost couldn't race the car because I was fucking laughing at the car. We're in Vegas. The only race we got in Vegas before bottom.
Oh
10,
my
everything.
God, when we had to race that blown double nitrous Nova with a fucking 302 on the motor, I wanted to shoot myself. That was so ridiculous.
And he was like going over and over and over about like what we ended up racing heads up.
Dude, it was the most ridiculous street race ever, dude.
And he wasn't gonna end up using his nitrous or something.
Oh, I was
He
mad
wasn't
at
gonna
him.
use his nitrous because he had a 671 blower. I don't know, whatever. the fuck.
He had a 671,
So, when we
85,
get-
871.
We unload the car and then we meet on the side road, and I'm
that.
getting in the car, and the guy opens up his trunk to show you that the nitrous is disconnected. And you're like, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna fucking beat you anyway.
Yeah, we argue with this guy for 3 hours about nitrous and
didn't even
blower
look
and
at
all
it.
motor. And then we went over there and he's like, okay, man, I'm gonna show you. And I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck. You're getting fucked up. I don't give a shit. Use your nitrous.
I don't care what you're gonna.
Well, at that point, the guy's got an 871, a couple of huge giant carburetors, this crazy Nova.
But
We got a
he's
302.
on an 8-inch tire too.
Yeah, but he's on an 8-inch tire. I'm like, no, I want you to squeeze it. Yeah, go ahead. And he did. He actually wound up squeezing it and got butt naked and spun out, and that was it.
Yeah.
After you guys get the record, what's next for the Gray Mare? I think we kind of already went over that. We're gonna
Get the
put
other
stock
record.
block in it and go after the other record,
They
and
capture
then
the first record.
probably put the stick shift back in it. Maybe go after
Yeah,
a stick shift record.
I was asked today.
What's the stick shift record that we could go after?
I think it's 585.
We can even put a.
That's easy.
Well, we definitely ain't doing that fucking H pattern shit. Them guys are going like 650s or something now.
No, we could do the all nitrous one. We can fuck that one up too, but
We're just gonna take all the 302
What's
records.
the
that
the
anybody
all
said.
nitrous one we could get right now?
it's
Yeah.
513 or something.
No. I mean the stock short block nitrous record.
Yeah,
It's only
stock short block
580s.
nitrous is 585
Yeah, it's 580s.
or 584 or something.
Yeah, we could get that. I think you take the blower off it and we can put one of the gangster plates on and go do that right now.
Yeah, we could do that next week.
Yo, why don't we? Maybe we'll get that other micro record, then we'll get the other record.
Hey, Pro Charger, hold on a second. We got to do something real fast.
Pro Charger, we're gonna take the belt off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
leave
just
it
leave it both
bolted.
on. Take the belt off, bolt a plate on it, take the hat off, and then suck it and fucking really quick.
But one guy said, we ever put a stick shift back in it? And I said, yeah, at one point we were, but the chassis is too good. That's why we're just eliminating all these.
We're gonna take every
Records.
single 302 record
And
that's out there.
Yeah.
I said, unfortunately, there isn't a reason to put a stick shift back in it, only just for fun. Like that's it.
Yeah, there's no market for
just,
us anymore with it.
The way the car was set up before was, it's not something that's feasible to go back and start racing guys that go 550 on the streets anymore.
The whole dynamic of street racing has changed.
So it's at some point we will, but right now I have the white car to appease my stick shift needs and her stick shift Maverick, but I will have a stick shift at some point back in the car.
Back in the Mare.
Back in it.
Because it's sacrilegious not to, because that's what everybody likes.
Yeah.
You know.
How fast have you went on a stock bottom end 302? Just broke the record, 542 at 125 miles an hour, and we might take it out one more time, see if we can go into the 20s.
With her in it.
With me driving it.
And it's been 116 to the 60 foot on some off-the-shelf bullshit.
Yeah, thanks Dave Zaru.
Thanks Team Z. 116 and it was blasting off to do it. It was violent.
What was the reason it's automatic? We got that. Does the Gray Mare have a 3/4 race cam? Yes.
So if you look up stage 1 cam in this stock motor, it is like a 224 grade. Barely. It's got a 1.6 rocker on it.
Look at my toe maggot.
Scorpion
Double roller rockers, babe.
Scorpion rockers.
Harlan Sharps.
Ching chong.
How much power did you make so far? We made like 625 to the wheels.
625.
It probably made like 700.
I think it was closer to 700 when we were at the track because it was tuned up better and everything was working better.
But it's cool to say you went 540 with 600 horsepower. So 600 horsepower. Because what other car is going to go 540 in the 8th with 600 horsepower? None. No other one.
What fuel did you use? C16?
Vodka.
The prettiest fuel out there.
Yeah, pretty
That
neat.
stuff is so pretty. How'd you get into street racing?
Ooh. Your dad.
Go to video of my dad's 442.
Your dad, your pops.
Yeah, the Oldsmobile.
His dad grew up around street racing.
My dad got me into street racing.
Same era as my
exact same fucking thing.
So
We've been going since we were little kids.
yeah.
I was 2 years old on my dad's shoulders when he brought me out there. And same with you. You would
I was
ride
eight,
around.
yeah.
One day you should tell the story about the street race book. That's a really legit story, dude.
The book that he lost.
The book that he lost.
I'm
He's the
gonna-
blackballed son ever since then.
We'll have Vince come tell
I'm
that.
gonna
Yeah,
take my dad
no, seriously.
out. I'm gonna do a reaction. I'm gonna put new slicks on the olds.
Put ride reaction with
and
Vinny there?
squeeze it
No, it's not.
at the good road with him in there. And I want to get a reaction.
That'd be sick.
then
Hopefully he
I'll
doesn't
ask him
stroke
all.
out on there.
Yeah.
The 4-10 fittings in the Valley, are those just oversized crankcase vents?
Yes. So for ventilation and to keep oil off the camshaft. Everything's worth horsepower that you can do to a motor.
POWER.
Does Gray Mare have any carbon or composite body panels, doors, roof, hatch? The only carbon on this car is the
Seat.
the seat, the hood, and the front bumper.
Yep.
Yeah, hood's carbon, seat's carbon.
The side windows and the front window is optic armor. The rest is glass.
Which I am gonna.
Probably gonna put a stock windshield back in it.
Yeah. Sorry, optic armor, but some of the stuff out here that I want to do is all steel.
All steel glass.
ASAG. Is the Gray Mare a street car?
No.
Rick would ask that, huh?
Tony thinks so. I don't think so.
Yes, we have a picture at 7-Eleven to prove it.
Yep.
Haters gonna hate if they say no.
If you knew that we lived 3 blocks from a 7-Eleven,
Right.
it doesn't matter. It's still a street car. Any plans for a new full racing Maverick to replace the old one? There are.
In the process.
I have a car. It's currently in Ohio, just a shell. It's waiting for NRC to have a spot for it at their shop so they can do the chassis. That's it. I'm waiting.
Waiting.
NRC's
Collecting
bad.
parts while I'm waiting. NRC builds the baddest
Period.
radial cars I've ever seen. If you guys heard of Tin Man, they built Tin Man, owned by our friend Joe. And that car was just so meticulously perfect.
The best.
Like, the shop is across the street from a track. They drove it from the shop to the track, didn't bring any tools, didn't bring a jack, just blasted it down the track. And it went like a 103 60 foot and just
Straight.
Precision.
perfectly straight and beautiful. And I've never seen a car so perfect. I don't know. I would like to have a car built by them because I know it's going to be 100%. They cross their T's, dot their I's, and there's not going to be any like, oh, it does a little wiggle here. Like my old car was a mess. It was an absolute mess because I street drove that thing. That was my street race car. It was a 10-second just whatever car that I forced to go into the fours.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag. I mean, it doesn't go 550s?
No, it doesn't go 550s.
Oh, are you gonna like let it out right
No,
now?
I'm not gonna
Live?
say how fast it actually went. It went into the fours. I'm not gonna say how deep.
Because
Did it
we
barely
raised
get into the fours, or was it well into
because
the
we
fours?
It
don't-
was well into the fours.
Was it well into the
I'm not
fours?
answering that.
Oh,
We don't want to say precise.
Oh, you guys are
I'm
no
not
time.
saying exactly what it ran.
Kelly
I'm
and
just.
Brian raced with her, and they're always competing, and I don't want them to think it was.
She's always kicking their ass.
It didn't go 5.0s. It definitely went into the fours. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I fought that car the whole way down the track. It did not drive straight. I had to force it down the track every single pass. And there was never enough time to slow down and try and pull everything apart and find out what's wrong with it. I just kept going at it. So, I mean, it was a matter of time before I drove it into a wall. It just,
Hitting it, yeah.
it was gonna happen no matter what. I was just dumb and I should have had a parachute on it. I should have figured out why it didn't drive straight. But I wanted to get to the next race. We were going to a race every other weekend, so there's never...
Never downtime to sit
And
and
it's
think
not
about
like we didn't try. We'd always take something apart and try and figure it out, alignment, do this, and but it was never the whole car at once. It was
Yeah.
just
The whole
this
car
time.
needed to be taken apart and measured and
it's
plumb bobbed.
the rear
And
end. The rear end was
yeah, the rear end was
on
folding
itself. It was folding in on itself. It was cracking the welds on everything.
yeah.
and
So we braced the rear end, didn't fix it. It got a little bit better. We
Double
put
bead
double
lock.
bead locks on it, didn't fix it. We thought it would, but I don't know. It wasn't an ideal situation.
Yeah, and
So
life's
everyone out
not
there,
perfect
yeah,
either.
If you're gonna make a street car, a
Fuck.
race car, make sure it's done proper.
At that level
Yeah.
of performance.
Absolutely.
As we sit there and talk about that with the improper lightning fast tuna can.
Okay, we're
sitting
not going to
behind
talk
us.
about this thing, okay? Oh, nice. First question from Facebook. Does that have Chevy motor? Because Ford can't do that. That's a very intelligent question there that I'm just not even going to entertain.
No Chevy motor, Ford motor good.
Chevy motor not in here.
Ford motor still
Well, as
good.
Bill would say, the damn distributor's in the wrong spot on these motors.
Carburetor.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
We had to change a battery. So yeah, no dumb Chevy motor. Sorry for Chevy people.
I like Chevy motors. These guys aren't fans. I like them all. But no, small block Ford gang, 302 stock. It's never had a Chevy motor here actually. If we're gonna ever reset the LS record, we can do it.
We thought about just.
We can definitely set the
just setting
LS nitrous
all-
record.
all records.
With all platforms?
all
2J
platforms,
mod motor, Chevy
but-
small block, 3.
People
block.
would be so pissed if we put an LS in this thing, and I think this guy would die.
He wouldn't, yeah, like he would purposely
do
let
it.
off or crash the
No.
car.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
would
know,
just, he
man.
would
If I
forget
went
how
through
to
all the
drive.
work to do it, I would do
You'd
it.
crash the car, blow the motor.
That'd be
over
terrible.
purpose.
How fast is the fastest 5.3 or whatever?
Fastest nitrous, stock bottom end. It's a 5.3. It's actually set by Will Harbin and the other Jeremy Pearson. They're friends of mine. They went 5.03. And a stock bottom end 5.3. But that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize. That car was just as light as this car. Just as light, very light. Everybody thinks it, is heavy. No, it's extremely light. It went 5.03. They did another one. They have an even lighter car now that's like a 10-man type car that they were doing some stock motor shit with, but I think they got kind of bored and they stopped. Those are some bad dudes. Very smart. They're like pro mod tuners and stuff, but yeah, 5.03 on nitrous. I think we could we could go that or faster.
Stock bottom in.
Stock bottom in. Theirs was blueprinted though.
It looks like the Mare might be set up for reverse flow cooling, but I can't see the other side of the radiator. Saw it in previous iterations that it was set up with only a water tank and no radiator. If it is reverse flow, I would love to hear how that has worked out. If not, you may still want to detail the cooling system in that last video since it is unconventional.
So it doesn't have a water tank anymore because for radial stuff, I wanted to take all the way from the back to the front. But when it was going through there, and even now, it cools the heads first, then comes out of the block. So it is
reversed.
It is reversed on both ends. Both ways is reversed.
Any plans on making it 5-speed again?
Yeah, it's always.
Yeah.
It's the third.
It's
pedal's
always in
still
the
there.
plans.
It's always a 5-speed car. It's temporarily an automatic
That's
car.
the one weight I didn't cut out of this car was the pedal system is all original.
The day the pedal
All I did was
system...
just unbolt the third pedal and take it out. It's somewhere. I think it's in the back of your crash car.
Yeah, I think it is. There's a bunch of mirror parts in the back of my car.
There's the 9010s.
Sacrilegious. Will eventually be stick shift.
What issue of Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards was that car featured in?
2000.
September 2015. Muscle Mustangs, Fast Forwards. On the cover.
That's a sweet ass fucking picture, by the way.
That's
And it's a
probably
real picture.
one of the coolest pictures ever.
It's not photoshopped. It's not done.
Second coolest picture ever.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, yeah. Don't get Brian upset.
Can you give me info on what parts you have in the engine? It's stock short block. So stock
Bullshit.
block, stock rods, stock pistons, stock crank,
Yeah,
stock dampener, stock
Lifters.
lifters,
OEM, stock, garbage.
all of it.
BS.
All of it stock.
Okay.
It has twisted wedge 170 heads, which were just purchased from Craigslist, not ported, not.
Good for you.
I was very poor the first time I built my Maverick, so it's not very special. Victor Jr. intake, NAS Holly carburetor built by Kevin at CSU, tuned by this guy here.
Running good.
Trick flow stage 1 cam.
It's kind of funny because the white car has a stage 5 cam, which is like we have the slowest
like
cam and then the biggest.
The
cam.
biggest cam they have. It has a ProCharger P1X belt-driven 8-rib.
I bet if we digged into it, we have the fastest Trick Flow 170 heads, the fastest.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
yeah. We could
God.
just bullshit
could
out
get
with
all of
crazy
it.
We don't
tech,
have the
step our
fast-
way into hell. I mean,
We don't have the fastest T1X though,
We don't.
no.
but we will with the other motor.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How fast? How fast?
I'm sure there's
480
aftermarket
something.
block P1X.
Yeah, we could go with the other.
Yeah, but they're just.
We're gonna go 470s.
Yeah, we're gonna go for it.
That's gonna be great.
That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, so ProCharger P1X makes
know when
24 pounds of boost.
You know when it does that, it's gonna go like 109.64.
On NOS,
That's gonna be so cool.
blown nitro.
With a very tiny dry shot of nitrous supplied by Nitrous Express. Who's driving the Gray Mare? Well, Tony drove it for the record. I was supposed to drive it for the record because I weigh less,
Yeah, you'll go faster for sure.
but I did happen to drive my car into a wall shortly before we did it, and my arm, the day we went to go break the record, I still wasn't cleared from the doctor to lift things with my arm, so broke it in my crash.
No shifting.
It just
So-
wasn't ready yet.
I really wanted to, but if I got into a hairy situation that I needed to drive out of, I didn't know if I would have the strength in my wrist to be able to. It just wasn't worth the risk. But I'm gonna drive it again. I'm gonna try
And
break,
go faster than that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and break
Hopefully.
Tony's record if we have a track that's there. We might have to drive out to Texas for it.
Yeah, I think that'd be sweet. Take it to Texas and put you in it.
What's next for the car? We're gonna break the stock block record. I think we did answer that a few times. So, why not run an alternator for possible street driving?
Because it's not in the spirit of our health to street drive this tuna can
Yeah,
around. It's not really.
something. I mean, I can drive it to the corner market and back and around the block and stuff, but other than that, it's a purpose-built car.
It's not
It's
fun.
100% purpose-built.
Because it's safer to drive a smart car
It's-
on the Autobahn
It's
going 100
safer
miles an
to
hour.
Ride your bike on the freeway.
Yeah, drunk. It's just not that much fun at this level.
yeah.
It's built for a certain reason. We actually used to street drive this car all around. We used to take it to Outback Steakhouse and race it on the freeway and do all kinds of stupid shit.
What about when you went to jail in
Yeah, I
Compton?
drove it back from Compton. So
Yeah.
how streetable this car was when we used to street race it a lot.
Yeah, we
It
drove
wasn't.
it back
It was like
from
its
Compton.
first go round of Lightning. It still had an alternator, still had a fuel cell in it and stuff, but it had all the suspension done to it. I got picked up by CHP in Compton and went to jail overnight. They impounded the car, and then I took a taxi to the impound yard, paid to get it out. They drug it out on a hauler right in front of me. I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay. I jumped in it, filled it up with fuel, and started driving back to Antelope Valley with it. and I drove home.
Like an hour.
Yeah.
I had to stop at numerous gas fuel stations and get gas, but I drove it home.
And all they gave you to eat was a bologna sandwich and chocolate milk.
Yeah,
Not even cool.
not even cool. That's what it was.
And a fucking 2-inch rollout mat, dude. That's not even cool,
But-
dude.
You can't, I'll say the last ending words of that, you can't have a car that can break records and work this well and still have alternators and 10-gallon fuel. There's a
So
1
someone's
gallon.
gonna go do it now.
There's a 1 gallon
Don't
fuel
say you
cell
can't.
in this thing. Like if you have a purpose-built race car, you don't need 10 gallons of fuel in your fuel cell. You need 1.5. Like,
Unless it's on methanol, then you need like
yeah,
three,
if you're on
3 or
methanol,
4.
you need 3. But these guys that call me and are like, well, I need to light my car up. Well, and you show me this 15-gallon fuel cell. I'm like,
You ready to
it's
make
full.
sacrifices?
Yeah, you ready to do something?
The thing is nobody's really willing to do what it takes. They'll do the very entry-level shit. I'll put the battery in the back and I'll buy a tubular K-Mare, but that's where their effort stops. And that's the difference between that's the difference between being badass and being real badass, is the guy that goes the extra mile.
Yeah.
Right or no?
Yeah, when you go all the way, you take the prom queen home and
You get hammered down.
Really?
You don't just give her on the cheek and be the good guy, right?
she dances all night with the dude that did a couple things, but she jumps in your truck and goes home because you did. Yeah.
You just watched the last episode
Okay.
of Yellowstone. That sums it up.
What displacement LS engine's going in it?
Let's stop.
No, that's Aaron.
Smack yourself.
I'll put an LS in this car when he sells me his.
Z.
No, the other one.
I want a Z.
DSM. I want a Z too.
He wants the Fairlane.
Is LTD?
Is it?
LTD.
Oh, LTD,
The
yeah.
LSTD.
I think it's cool. Yeah, LS not going in
Yeah,
here.
sell me. If
I
he
want
sells
to, but he
me
won't.
the LSTD, I'll take the LS out of that and put it in this just for him.
I don't think you'd do it.
I would. I didn't say I'd get it running. I just said I'd set it
Just
in.
drop it in there, take a picture.
Just set it in there. Just curious, is the Mexican 302 block considered stock in the small block Ford?
Absolutely.
Is yours a Mexican 302 block?
Yes.
Mine is it.
No, you're the one that's in here right
The
now.
one that's in here is not.
No.
All right, in front of God and everybody, is this a
No.
Mexican block or is this
No,
a?
the
The one that's in here.
Is it a triple X block?
It's not.
Woo!
It's
A
not.
fucking triple
It's
X.
a triple Y.
Triple Y.
It's a
Yeah.
triple Y block.
Everyone's gonna go
It's
take
like-
their intake off this.
Yeah, they're gonna go see. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Can we run fucking 24 pounds of boost on this thing?
Everybody says that the triple X block is the stronger one of all of them.
There's
Besides
so
the
much
Mexican,
online
and then the
nonsense.
triple X, and then like everything else. But no, this is none of that.
No, it's nothing cool, guys. It's nothing
There's
magic, nothing cool in here.
Absolutely
No,
nothing cool.
It's
in the
really
word.
some horse
The
shit.
original Mare motor that we had that we're gonna do the stock block with is a Mexican block.
A lot of the guys do the record with like a 60s or 70s block.
Yeah, the 60s blocks
Yeah.
are good, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
There's
this one
some of those, what is the Boss 302 block? Technically that's not the late model Boss Ford Racing block. The original 69 or 70 Boss 302 block is
69 or
supposed to
70
be
block is
gangster,
supposed to be the,
right?
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous because the one I got from Surfer Ron is where I got that block from.
That's right.
It's 40 over.
Oof. Yeah, we might not want that.
It's already.
If anybody has a
already
Mexican 302 block, let us know
For
for
donation.
the next record we're
we
gonna
can
break.
Price
so we can
on
do
the
a
house.
so we can do a standard board piston.
Free 50.
we'll run this.
We'll
donation.
pay for it. It's fine. 302 or 351 base 302.
302,
Is it a Mexican block? No.
8200, 8200.
How did you keep it from splitting? Very safe with the tune.
Safe tune, watch
Loose
RPM.
converter.
Loose
Motor
converter.
plate, mid plate is a. I think
Motor
detonation
plate,
and a
mid
motor plate,
plate.
mid plate.
Yeah.
And weight and automatic.
I don't think people understand that when motor mounts just pull on the bores.
Yeah,
it's
the
trying to.
trans makes a big difference too.
What fuel does it run? C16. What compression? What, probably 9.5 to 1?
No, they come 9 to 1, and
'Cause
whatever
the
CCs
head-
those heads are, it's probably 9 to 1. I don't know. I've never had the head.
Not
yeah.
enough compression.
No
that's
idea.
For sure. Yeah, low.
Absolutely no
Trash,
idea.
low.
By the way it sounds, it's fucking 6 to 1.
Yeah, potato cam's hard as shit. Potato. It sounds like a straight up dog's ass. It doesn't sound good. The blower sounds cool though, and it revs good.
Yeah.
Now, but the right distributor in it.
I think that is all the questions.
That's
you got
it.
the ones from
Summed up.
YouTube.
Yeah. We did YouTube, and then we did Instagram, and then we did Facebook.
Only ones we have left to answer are live ones.
We'll go at some point. We'll go live. After the video comes out, we're back from PRI and stuff.
We'll go live for the stock block one. That's going to be cooler because we're actually going to put some effort into building that motor. We're not just going to throw whatever.
We can film it too. Film put it together.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, there's a little more science behind that one, huh?
Yeah. I may buy aluminum rod.
We didn't even film putting this motor or the blower on. Just like we were both dying with COVID.
Yeah, you guys
all of
don't
December
fare well with
and
COVID.
No, it was terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he
Again?
had it
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
week.
the 3 days ago.
He was fine. 2 days. He was
Ooh,
he
man, I
was
don't
knocked
wanna-
out for 2 days, and then after that he was fine.
I just had, my brother just had it again too. I don't know if I had it this time. I've had it so many fucking times. It's like, I don't know if I get it anymore. I've had it so many times. I had a real bad headache one night. I was kind of wondering if it was.
You had a bad headache and you thought it was COVID.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
I get bad headaches.
No,
when I have COVID.
it knocks him out. He gets like 103-degree fever.
Yeah. He doesn't do good with sickness. He got an underlying health issue.
No, I'm fine this time.
Maybe you should go to the doctors once a decade.
Yeah, he might have like a blood disease or something.
A blood disease.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Diabetes.
Titanium
Titanium! He loves that. Jello, I'm gonna fart on your ass. Is that it? Is it a wrap?
I think that's it.
So we're out of
You
here.
got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts
Anything you
are.
want to say?
Yeah, the final thoughts
you wanna
are.
announce your...
The Gray Mare is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. It's got the fastest everything. One-off wheels, baby. That's it. Subscribe, like, ring the bell, DM us, cuss us out, whatever you want to do. Just keep watching. 'Cause
If you
there's
want
more
to,
great things to come.
Yeah.
if you want to prove us not the fastest, you can line up next to us.
You got a faster stock 302.
I want to know how someone
Lock in or lay down.
All the viewers like.
Can we not
Did
do that,
they
Jello?
give us advice on how to go faster?
No, they already do that
Yeah.
in the comments.
Yeah, gap your plugs at 23.
I could see why somebody would say that's blowing a spark out. Too. I mean, but not with 10 pounds. It doesn't just go.
Well, when you're sitting in your underwear eating fucking Doritos and yelling at the TV screen, you got all the right things to say and come up with what that guy's doing wrong. You know what I mean?
Everybody wants to help.
Yeah.
That's it. They just,
I like your optimism. It's cute.
they just want to help out.
Jello!
Right, Jello? Stop licking. You're licking your leg while I'm holding you.
It's all good. You gotta do, you gotta embrace the love and the hate. That's what makes the world go around, is a spectrum of emotions. You guys are leaving
Yeah, we're going
tonight?
to PRI tomorrow. By the time this video comes out, PRI is going to be over. So,
At the old man's garage.
yeah.
Amish ice cream Bill. The man, the myth, the legend. 4150 Bill.
We're going to skip the strip clubs this time because they gave me COVID last time.
OMG, Bill.
Yeah, there's all kinds of nasty things in the strip clubs over there probably. COVID-16, COVID-18, COVID-19, the
Our
HIV,
light's going.
the SARS virus, the bird flu.
Bird flu.
Yeah, we're going to
Jello!
skip all that.
These mics are sick. I feel like I want to take like an order at McDonald's or something with this shit.
They're really good. DJI makes nice stuff.
This is called DJI?
The DJI, the same ones you make. We have a drone too.
Oh, we just got another question.
Hit us with your best shot.
A YouTube video of the Gray Mare, and you guys comment about it only makes a pass or two at a time, and I'm pretty sure you guys blame the clutch. Is that because it'll run hot or more chances of driver error? Was the nitrous bottle empty? What's the hustle behind that? Thanks for the videos. Really good
Nitrous
content.
bottle.
All of the above. I mean,
What?
Yeah, you
All of the
answered your own
above.
question. All of those fucking
yeah,
reasons.
yeah,
First of all, we already robbed the bank. There's no reason to go back to the crime scene.
yeah.
If I got your money and got it in your pockets, I'm not gonna go back and give you a chance to fuck up and take our money back, Clutch was an issue. That's like a legit thing.
It's a definite thing.
The clutch thing was a definite thing. It sounds kind of like a horseshit excuse not to race again, but it would act up and stuff. It's a real finicky combination.
So to answer that as the driver, this car doesn't do the same thing twice. And if I was lucky enough for it to go down that time, the second time probably wouldn't have been as good. I could have wheelied off. I could have crashed it. Like, this car was so temperamental. Every time we tried to test it, it would go off into the desert. It would want to backflip. It wouldn't do anything good. Have I missed gears in this thing? I don't think I've ever missed a gear in this car, honestly.
You didn't want to test your luck.
Even
with
in testing, I've never missed a gear in this car. So it's not that. It's just.
It wasn't a nitrous bottle because it was all motor back in the day.
I mean, who knows? It's the Kennedy assassination.
Hey, that's why we like street racing. Who the
Prove
fuck
it.
knows?
Prove me wrong.
It. Prove we had nitrous on it.
And people all up in the glove compartment.
All up in the engine. Like when we raced the
everywhere.
NorCal guys, the engine builder was in there. He was looking down the carburetor, through the cowl, under the dash. He was looking everywhere.
You guys were on Street Outlaws, and who was it? Someone. Was it, what's his name? What's his name was saying that you had nitrous on it, and you told him $500 you'll pull the intake.
Oh, I did press the button on this.
There you go.
Yeah, that people say all kinds of shit when they're sour. I mean, that's just normal with life. You know, you lose, you're gonna be mad, make an excuse, get in your face, curse at you, whatever.
Well,
you
we were the at that, as my dad would say, we were on top. You know.
Yeah, for a long time we did good.
Now we're just at that time it was about that car and what we were doing, and people wanted to dig at us any way they could, which is fine. And if people want to know if that's the clutch thing or. Here's the thing.
We never street race back to back for money in the same night.
Well, and this is another reason why. I raced a guy twice in one night and I went to jail. So I've had cars impounded because I raced twice, so it was bad luck. And we as a group said, no matter what happens, no matter how much they entice us, no matter even if we lose, we don't do 2 races in one night.
Yeah,
that's it.
When we'd set out to street race, we had a solid program of all kinds of rules. That's not the only one. There was several different weird stipulations.
Yeah, you guys were real weird. You all sat in the same spot in the truck on the way there.
We'd sit down, we had a pack.
No girls allowed.
No girlfriends were allowed. No texting your wife or your girlfriend at the time.
Everyone had their job. Everyone had their seat in the truck.
You got a money guy, a talker, a driver, a tuner. I mean,
if you want to know, you could win
task.
races with just a program, and the car can just do its thing. So, if you want us to unfuck your program, we can give you some tips.
Yeah, we had a solid program. I mean, it's like you're going out to war. When we would go out to street race, we were playing for keeps.
Basically, we'd unload this car into the trailer. It was ready to go. There wasn't anything to do. There was no tire pressure. There was no nothing. I got strapped in the car and we just did our thing.
There was no too long or too short of a burnout. There was no miss-pour on the VHT. There was no backing up an inch off of your marks. Everything was done.
Nobody yelling at each other. Stop.
No fighting, no arguing,
no backing up into your puddle.
Yeah.
No. Zero fucking
no mistakes.
Flaws, no mistakes, no issues, and that's why it was a recipe for success. And as soon as an element was out of place, we wouldn't go out that night, or we wouldn't race a second time or a third time.
That's it.
If something felt off and I didn't feel right, we wouldn't race. We'd skip it. We'd get called every name in the book, a bitch, a cheat, a pussy, a liar, whatever. But at the end of the day, people only remember your last home run. And we had a lot of them.
We didn't race Donnie in the white car twice. We beat him in the Snowflake.
Yep.
And then the Teletubbies.
Oh, they wanted to punch the windows out.
They wanted to punch the windows out of my car because I wouldn't race them again.
We didn't win the run back. Yeah, and there's no stipulation that says you have to race 15 times so the other guy can win. You know?
It's not.
I mean,
it's not the best of 3. Okay?
Yeah, we're going out there to see who's king dingling that night with those cars. It is what it is. Let the cars lay. It's also a different time zone too. It wasn't the tournament style street racing back then.
Yeah, you argued for 6 hours before you made a hit. So
yeah,
who wants to make 2 hits after that?
Make it count.
You're going to argue for another 6 hours and it's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, this car was never going to be a street race shootout car. It wasn't that type of car.
Grudge only.
It was a one-hit car and that was it. And then it didn't stop there. The car would come back and we'd unload it and then I would go over the whole car and
check it out.
Everything the oil would be changed and bolts would be tightened and things would be done to it. It wasn't just stick it in the garage and worry about it till next time.
Yeah, like you said, this isn't a small block with a power glide, and a nitrous plate. It's not a common combination of parts. It's a high-strung, very temperamental, non-repeatable vehicle. I mean, you're talking about, shifting at 8,500, flying through the air, shifting in the air in second gear, bouncing around. It was extreme. It was extremely violent and unpredictable. We couldn't go out there and make 5 passes the same. So if we could go out there and get in your pockets the first time and come home with money and another notch in our book, we weren't going to chance it, you know, to be honest. You could call it however you want to call it. We wouldn't risk it if we could go out there and win. And a lot of times it worked. So, you know,
every time,
I'm going to go ahead and say
every time.
100% of the time it worked, except when I was Chuck.
Yeah, we beat everybody all the time, always, except for on the TV show, of course, naturally.
Because the car went sideways and into the dirt and did a wheelie weird and.
Well, it's
That's
their
just
program.
It never did that ever.
If we would have
and
went
it
off
did
the
it that
trailer,
time.
you know, he had a faster car, hands down.
His car was faster, yeah.
But he wasn't going to leave before you.
No, he didn't. I mean, it was out on him. It was going into second ahead of Chuck.
I was already in the wheelie before he even left the line.
Yeah. We also made a clutch adjustment right before that race, too. And I don't know if adjusting the pedal helped
You made a clutch
hurt it.
adjustment. You had to put a cage in it before you raced
Yeah,
them.
I mean-
there was a bunch of.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the dynamic
Well, here's the thing,
is
too.
different for Street Outlaws.
Here's the thing. A lot of people don't know, but Chuck's car on a small tire back then was a 5.0 car in the 8th.
Yeah.
And he was on 29.
He was on 29s with a mini tub and, you know, 12-inch wheels with a low gear set glide. A lot of things that were ahead of what we had going on, you know.
Yeah, they were very far ahead of the game. That's why
They were already in season 2, the end of season 2. So this was already, racing was already their job. Like, this is what they did every weekend.
Yeah. The dynamic's always different, too. When anytime you're on a television show, it's not... I mean, I don't want to say it's not real, because it's real racing and everything, but it's just fucking different, you know? It's different. When you're out there and you can go to jail or get killed, or there's somebody in your face, or, you know, you don't have all the money behind you and it's your own personal
Another
money,
thing
it's
is
just
they're
different.
used to being on TV, they're used to the camera, they're used to lights, whereas we're not.
Yeah, it's a first time for us.
It's fine.
It is what it is. Take an L and you move on.
So that one question, turned into, which is fine.
Good question. I think
Yeah, that was a good question.
I like it.
Right at the end. I'm surprised someone didn't say, is the Gray Mare for sale? Well, you didn't
Is it for sale?
We actually had it for sale.
You didn't put that on there.
Huh?
You didn't put this list on there. We should have done it like a few days ago.
It's fine. We can always answer more questions if more come in. But no, Gray Mare is not for sale. I bought 60% of it
You're now the leading shareholder.
4 years ago to make sure that this guy can't sell
There's no
it.
reason to sell it.
We had it sold at one time for $55,000.
You gotta remember the reason why.
That's a real
The reason why
55?
$55,000 to a guy in the Midwest.
So the guy that offered you 20 grand and you were thinking about it.
for a roller though.
It was like 20 or 25 for a roll, but another guy was talking
But
about
here's the
55
thing: the
grand.
reason why it crossed my mind is because the band was broke. We split up.
Sparked
Yeah.
had
We didn't
fallen.
split up. It's just everybody. You know, you watched that movie, The Wonders. You remember that movie, The Wonders?
You used to go cuddle with this guy every night
Every
in his
night,
house and
yeah.
watch
There's
movies,
that,
and then
like
he,
when we're together,
he got
it's
married.
fire.
That
Yeah.
movie, The Wonders, that Tom Hanks directed. The band that got together, then right at the end they all split up, and they called the One Hit Wonders. Well, anyways, because one guy's on a fucking, he goes in the Navy, the other guy's riding a fucking, ride at Magic Mountain, the other guy gets married. That's basically what happened. It's like everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's
They
doing their
can't
own
split
shit.
up. When the
can't.
team's together, I'll put my team against anybody in the world. It's like going out and your best friend's gonna fist fight. My stomach is sick when we would go out in street race. That's how serious I took it. When that car was on the line, I'd feel like throwing up if we lost. It meant everything in that moment in time in my life. It meant everything in the world, whether we won or lost. I didn't give a shit about the money, going to jail, getting a gun put in my face, getting killed. The only thing that fucking mattered was winning. I know it sounds like Dominic Toretto, but for that split second, that was the only thing, and we were passionate about it.
You guys were serious about it. You didn't bullshit around.
Oh, it was
That's it.
life or death for me.
There's
I
people
love
that
it.
go out and they're just like a mess, an absolute mess. Like they don't take it seriously.
Go out there, I'm there to have fun. Man, I was out there to fuck you up.
Like,
I wanted all your money and all your respect.
Did anybody ever help me get the car ready?
No, not really. You didn't get a whole lot of help for the preparation side of it.
No, it was just me.
Yeah.
No one fucking
Hey,
touched
they all
this car.
they all
Reason
showed up on
too.
game day. That's
This
it.
car, he'd call me. We got a race. We got to do it. I said, okay, go get the car ready. And then I don't want nobody around me. I check the car over. I start to like touch it and do things.
Be a freak about it.
And I put it in a trailer, and then Brian would come over and we'd
Put
load
music
up.
on. We put Tool on. A lot of the times when we go street race, we
Start
listen to
going
Tool.
down there, start talking about what's
Get in
going
the
on,
moment.
how it's gonna happen. And I'm just off over there, and then he's doing his thing. And
I'd make sure that he would eat though, because it'd be real important for me for the driver. He has to fucking eat a cheeseburger. Okay, I know that sounds crazy in the lunchbox. What are you talking about? Listen, you gotta have all your brain
Well,
chemistry right.
I was always lightweight driving this car back then.
Yeah, you were
Not
real
like
thin, you're dieting and doing all
40
your
pounds lighter.
muscles and all that shit. So I was like, nah, you gotta fucking eat a lot of calories before you race because everything's gotta be firing on all 8, man. Every aspect of a street race, you have to think about it logically and you have to cross all your items off the list, man. They call it a checklist manifesto. You gotta make sure everything is in order.
I mean, I had 3 times to fuck the race up in the second and the third and then the fourth. Well, I wouldn't say fourth because by third I was already fucking ahead of everyone. So.
And when like you said, when you street race a car like this, it's on the edge. You have to be so on par, just making the gear changes, manipulating the clutch, not flying off and tumbling in the side of the road.
I mean,
The car was crazy.
The car was crazy. The cars are so much faster now. It's kind of like I don't want to take anything away from all the people.
From what everybody's doing now, no.
That's it.
So I was saying, like, I don't want to take anything away from all the new guys that are.
Yeah, we have respect for how fast everybody's going now. We're not taking anything away from them.
I do. I haven't street raced in a long time, but I've gone out there with tests and I've seen people with terrible programs and think that they would do a lot better if they just got things up. But it's not my place to give them
To chime in.
No.
There's a guy that wants you to help him.
Yeah, it's just, I'd rather pet my dog and be in at night now.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Parameters change. I mean, I'll drive across the country and go racing and stuff, but staying out till 3 a.m. in another city helping somebody else do something is not my thing right now.
Oh, they take it out here. You just teach them how to get their program together. What lifters do you run to rev so high?
And this thing?
Well, not in this thing. This thing's
So,
stock.
Original Gray Mare?
okay,
Yeah.
so that's a 2-part question. So the original motor had stock lifters in it, and I would shift it around 8,400, 82, 84, and then after we went through it again, more spring pressure, all titanium valves and everything, and I put Comp Cam Pro Magnum lifters, which they're the older style, which they're really good. The new ones suck ass, so I don't know who makes a good
China.
hydraulic roller lifter now, but
Yeah, of course the LS guy would say China.
the new one, no, I'm talking like these lifters, we'd rev the car to 86, 8800, but I would run 200 pounds, 220 on the seat, and 600 open pressure on these lifters. And it's what's on there right now. The motor's still together, but it does have titanium valves from SI.
Yeah. So you gotta do all that shit, make it right.
It'll be lighter soon. We'll put some TBMs on it.
Yeah, this thing needs TBM. This
It
is the
does need
badass
some
car, and
TBM.
the white cracker car has all the more
Yeah.
dangerous stuff.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need to
why
put all
Cheating on
the.
your girl.
White Crackers is heavy though.
Yeah.
Well, the white cracker's like the guy asking you how to get like the Gray Mare.
I've
you know?
hit that. I've had that question asked a lot. What car's faster? This car still would have whipped its ass, but that car's fucking fast.
That car's fast.
For a
That car's
street
good,
car,
yeah.
like this car in its
That car doesn't
heyday.
work very good though.
No, it's
it's
there's a
getting
lot of,
there.
It's like what they say in
We're-
Spanish, más o menos.
we're in
The white
fucking
crackers,
it.
Más o menos, yeah. It's
I
not
You
handsome.
gotta hold your.
I feel like I'm doing weed.
Close.
It's like smoking that vape fucking shit.
It's
Oh
like
my
we go out
goodness.
to the road in this car and like within
Yeah.
a couple, it just drives into a fucking wheelie. And then the other car, I'm struggling at the track. Just
Maybe you need to take it to the street. Maybe
No,
it's
it's
your
just-
brain not
it's
wanting to.
the only thing left to do is the front struts. I'm gonna
What's wrong
send
with that thing?
the front struts that were on this car, the 9010s.
Yeah.
I'm sending them to Ohio.
So put on that the Lakewoods.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be fine. Everything will be fixed.
And then
watch.
everything
Yeah.
else will be the same.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, then
Because it
we'll
has the
just
same upper
If it doesn't
motor.
work, then we just need
It
to take
has-
1,000 pounds out of it.
It has strange rears. It has 110 fronts. It has all the lightweight shit.
It just works
It-
like shit, dude.
It just works like shit. It doesn't.
It has a motor in it. It's beautiful. I love the wheels. Everything's
Dude, that
beautiful.
car go 140.
Yeah, that car runs. The motor's strong. Everything's good. The 85, all the stuff. But I'm sorry, the Gray Mare would mop that
Whoop
thing.
its ass.
Yeah. I love the white cracker and all that, but no, it ain't.
That car, like when you,
Ain't
when
some
like you
shit.
rev it out in first and fucking, it's like, and it just fucking pulls and it's like,
4-inch crank.
it just pulls. Like her car go 10s, you know? And
Yeah,
it's-
that's
that
good.
car's like a pea shooter. Like,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
you get in the white
Well,
car.
that's a Winsler. It's an 8.2 versus 9.5
Yeah, it's
war,
just-
you know?
Oh,
Yeah, this thing's not cute.
I think that thing looks gangster.
Honda.
terrible.
You guys don't ever put that on the channel. This should be a little sub video.
That's
for that.
next.
Oh, lots of
Or
content. guys.
there's probably 10 videos
Yeah, that thing's cool. That'd be a fun segment.
that I
relatable
have ready
segment.
for that car. Yeah, so that's coming up next. probably after this video.
Let's do it.
All
right.
Streetcar Maverick.
Close it out.
Close it out. What's the goodbye?
That's it.
What you gotta say? Do your thing.
I don't know. I don't have a goodbye. You gonna make one up for me or what? What's your
You don't have to say goodbye. You say, well,
like a
Bye-bye.
you say, well, thanks for asking all your questions and for all your questions we answered them. And
yeah. Thanks.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you guys.
joining us. In our
Yeah, I'll
cool
be
garage
back.
in
If we do any
December.
Gray Mare stuff, I'll come back for more. As long as we can do some hood rat shit, I'm
Do
in.
some street stuff.
Yeah, if there's anything street, like, I'll even go out with the little Maverick or take my 56 out there.
Fucking wheelie again.
Yeah, if there's anything like hood rat, like dangerous, I'm in.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh God, I'm getting old. My back's hurting getting up. These CGI things or DGI things are cool.